दृश्य में अब मेरे पीछे देख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे डोगरा फ्रंट के द्वारा यहाँ पे प्रोटेस्ट किया जा रहा है।
Republic is on its way to Tawang on the exact spot where the whole incident, where the Chinese incursion happened, where the Chinese army.
जमीन पर और आसमान में भारत की अचूक नजर है। चाहे चीन कितनी ही चालबाजियां कर ले, लेकिन यही वो जज्बा है जो कम होना नहीं है और ना होगा।
West Bengal, Lalan Sheikh was arrested on the 4th of December, and this comes after the suicide of Lalan Sheikh in CBI custody, that the CBI team was attacked. Former RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan, who is now a part of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. He's in that yatra with Rahul Gandhi, who has been leading it. Majid Memon, who earlier represented the NCP in Rajya Sabha, has not just quit the NCP, but he has officially joined the TMC. Jodhpur, where a firing incident was reported. This is the Mata Kathan area. Firing that was a result of personal enmity, and the police found a loaded pistol on the spot.
In a reality check for Army Beta's undated video does round from LSE and shows how the Indian soldiers push back the Chinese. Republic is the first and only channel to get you 3 bird's eye view of the clash site. Ground reports that expose why China is completely rattled. Republic accesses comprehensive details of the build-up that led to 9th December Tawang face-off.
I've always said that they have already, occupied our land in Ladakh. Our soldiers have been beaten up by them. They are not allowed to retaliate. This is a very sorry state of affairs. Very sorry.
Old habits die hard. Mehbooba Mufti does it again as she insults Indian Army, says soldiers not allowed to retaliate. It's not just LSE but China's role exposed in the AIIMS cyber-attack case as well. Coming up next are exclusive details of how the servers were hacked. It's a big win in fight for truth. Parambir unconditionally withdraws suit against Arnab. Court acknowledges frivolous attempt to harass Arnab. Hello and welcome. You're watching This Is Exclusive. Tonight we get you 2 big stories. Starting with that Tawang face-off, Republic Media Network happens to be the only network to have got the closest to the clash site. Tonight we'll get you reports from 3 vantage positions to give you a sense of the valor of Indian Army. In fact, we'll also get you full details of the build-up that was essentially done by the Chinese. Remember, for the Chinese who are facing a tough time back home, they're only trying to divert the attention by opening multiple fronts. First it was the Leh Ladakh sector, and now it's the Arunachal sector where the Chinese, the PLA soldiers, made an attempt to capture a significant height. It turns out that that entire attempt was completely thwarted. What was the reason behind it, and how exactly did the Indian Army manage to hold fort? My colleague Gursimran, Kishalai and Vaibhav have covered 3 vantage positions in Tawang, closest to the clash site. Take a look at this ground report, and then we'll also get you some details, a comprehensive detail of the build-up that was made by the Chinese PLA soldiers.
This is the video that has been doing rounds on the internet and which India is talking about today. This undated video shows the Chinese retreat at the line of actual control. It is hence an answer to the army baiters. Republic is the only channel and the first channel giving you a three-point view from different directions near the site of clash. At 16,000 feet in Bumla, which is forward area of line of actual control, shows how India is dominating heights that has rattled China. India here is occupying the biggest of all, 18,000 feet height mountain that helps in manning the borders and foiling any plan of the enemy.
Right now we are in the forward area of the line of actual control, and I'll request Vijay to show you that how Indian side is dominating the heights, because these are the areas that have been one of the point of conflict between the Indian and the Chinese side, and Vijay Parvez is showing you the exclusive visuals that how Indian army is occupying the heights.
Republic also reports from 17,000 feet where the observation point bunker is placed. This is the observation point from where vigil is kept on any movement of PLA.
Days after the Indo-China clashes, Republic has reached the ground zero, and we have got the access in the forward observation point to show you that how Indian troops on ground are keeping a strict vigil. Right now we are inside the observation point of the Indian army, and here you will find that how the river that comes from the Tibet, which is known as Nuranang Tibet river, that enters into the India, and there is a dense fog on the river that makes it really very challenging for the Indian army.
No matter what the opposition says, India will always salute the valor of our forces who have put in their blood and sweat in protecting our borders.
हम पहले इंडियन आर्मी में थे और मेरा ड्यूटी पूरा हम जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में पूरा हम नौकरी करके आया है, लेकिन बार बार चाइना जो हमारा इंडिया को मतलब तड़पाने चाहता है, तो चाइना को मतलब क्या हो रहा क्या नहीं हो रहा वो तो हम कुछ पता नहीं चलता है, और चाइना को तौर और जवाब देने चाहिए.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh made a statement in the House where he confirmed that not even an inch of land has been conceded, whereas sources say that at least 12 PLA troops are dead or extremely critical. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, in fact, my colleague Gursimran is joining us on this broadcast. We'll also get our other colleagues, Kishalay, who's joining us from another vantage point, Vaibhav, as well as Anuruddh, who'd be joining us from Tejpur, and Mridul Sharma, who'd be joining us from Leh. All our reporters getting you a comprehensive understanding of what's really happening on the ground. In fact, my colleague Gursimran has reached the highest peak. He's got you a sense of what's really happening on the ground. We're not making any, we're not revealing any details in terms of the movement that's taking place or what's the condition. But having said that, Gursimran, what's very important to point out here is that this was a concerted effort by the PLA troops to carry out what they thought would have been a surprise attack. It has been completely thwarted. I want you to first explain the location from where you are broadcasting, and secondly, if you can also recap for our viewers why this has been an extremely successful operation for the Indian Army.
See, Shavan, the place from where we reported was in Bumla. This is one of the biggest heights that the Indian Army has occupied, and very next to it is the place where the actual clashes have taken place. Here the Indian Army's deployment was so swift post Galwan, and the attempt that was made by the Chinese side in October 2021, similar kind of attempt that didn't land it with the clashes, but similar attempt. Now there were 4-point deployment that was done by the Indian Army, and the response time of Indian Army was 25 to 30 minutes. That has taken the Chinese side by the surprise. They had plans that they will go in the 200 numbers to overpower the 50 Indian soldiers, but that turned the tables, the deployment of the Indian Army in that very area, and the Indian Army within 30 minutes changed the entire sequence, what the Chinese have thought of, what they planned of, and India is still at that 17,000 feet height occupying that, and that is what has time and again ached the Chinese side, that why they are not at the dominating positions. Shavan.
Well, in fact, Gursimran, I'll request you to stay on with me as we are joined by a very special guest, Tenzin Lekshe, he's the spokesperson of the Tibetan government, joining us on This Is Exclusive. Thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. First, I would want you to weigh in on the entire situation. We have seen the way a bully like China still continues the way they have been operating. It is time perhaps the world needs to take note of what exactly is China trying to do. First, we saw what happened in Taiwan. Once again, continuing with their bullying tactics along the line of actual control. And let's not forget, as far as Arunachal Pradesh is concerned, they still believe it's a disputed area.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Tenzing, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, Tenzing, go ahead. I was asking you this question. Did you get my question, Tenzing?
No, I didn't get your question. Yes. I didn't get your question.
The question that I was asking you is that I want you to weigh in on this entire situation. It's abundantly clear that China essentially wants to act as a bully in the entire region. For them, peace and tranquility does not really matter. They want to open up all these multiple fronts only because they want to go back to their domestic audience by saying that, look here, we are still in charge of the region.
Yes, if you look at China and India's relationship over the last 60, 70 years, it's a very new relationship, and both the countries are very aspiring for leadership role, right? And as a matter of fact, this is the issue, historical issue. In fact, on the other side of the border, used to be a Tibet, but somehow China, being a colonized state, as being very much aggressive on the borders, and they considered all the borders with sharing with India as being disputed. So therefore, China's belligerence cannot work, and it's not sustainable. In order to make it because India and China long for Asian sanctuary, and Asian sanctuary cannot be determined by forces. So therefore, what China has been doing so far, this is not the first time China has been doing. It's been doing there for the last so many years. The incursions, intrusions, aggressions, there is being a normal thing for China. So therefore, India-China relations right now on the border has been troublesome, and it's being problematic, not just for the immediate future, but also for the long-term future. So therefore, we strongly believe that India and China should work on for a lasting solution. For that, Tibet matters. The Tibetan issue or the conflict should be resolved. Unless until the issue is not resolved, the conflict is not resolved, the border tension always will remain from the side of the Chinese.
Tenzing, as the official spokesperson of the government in exile, I want to understand the position that your government has essentially taken on this entire matter. You are saying that it is high time that Tibet is essentially resolved, but that is something that China never wants to talk about. So what's the official position that your government is taking in the light of the current situation, given the fact that all that they want is to perhaps increase the hostility between India and their own country?
The two rising powers cannot afford to be confrontational. So China's right now, whatever their position is, very provocative. So therefore, what we long for, in fact, His Holiness has promulgated the position of this zone of peace and demilitarizations of the Tibetan Plateau. So it will be a good for the future if China and India talked about the issue. But in order to resolve the issue, the Tibetan issue must come on the table. A Tibetan issue, the aspirations of Tibetan people should be on the front. So what we felt is China also considered Tibetan issue as a core issue, but belligerence and the repressions and the aggressions of the Tibetan people cannot work. So behind the Himalayas also, we have been suffering under the Chinese aggressions. It is not just that India is facing over the borders. So therefore, it is high time, because India has been assertive quite recently on the positions. So India can work for resolving the Sino-Tibetan conflict, which will be a lasting solution for India as well.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for speaking to Republic TV. We're also hoping that the Prime Minister would also be speaking to Republic TV, addressing our audience on this grave issue and also putting across the views of the Tibetans. Thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV.
Thank you, Shalvan.
Shifting focus now to the other big story that we are getting to you tonight. Once again, the cheap tactics of the Chinese. It's now official that the hacking episode that took place in the All India Institute of Medical Sciences here in the national capital, there is a clear Chinese link that has emerged. Tonight, we are getting you exclusive details of the hacking. The investigation that's now being carried out by the Delhi police essentially reveals that there is a clear Chinese link. We have learned that some of the ransomware viruses that have been used to steal the data are Christina Master Data, Lockbit 2.0, Conti and Hive. And not just this, it's learned that the Chinese hackers have been operating from Hong Kong, Indonesia as well as Malaysia. And the IP address of the AIIMS hacking case was found to be from Hong Kong. Not only China, but hackings and stealing of confidential data is also being done by Pakistan. Let's also take you through some more details that we are getting in right now. In fact, our senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor, is getting us the latest details that the Chinese hacker groups that have targeted the All India Institute of Medical Sciences includes Emperor Dragonfly, Bronze Starlight and Warner Rain. It does appear to be that these groups, the Chinese hacker groups, appears to be the complete deep state of the Chinese administrations. Now, what is turning out to be the case is that they are now targeting medical institutions where thousands and thousands of people turn up on a daily basis. Has the data essentially been compromised? That's another cause of concern. But having said that, we have now being told that a large part of the data has already been retrieved. Let me also bring in my colleagues, Harsha, who's been reporting from outside the All India Institute of Medical Sciences here in the national capital to get us a sense of the backlog that has been created, and also Piyush Ori, who's been tracking the Delhi police and the investigation that's been carried out so far. First, I would like to come to you, Harsha. You're reporting outside the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. What's the situation like? As we understand, it has led to a huge backlog. What is the administration of AIIMS? What is it that they have to say?
See, Shravan, right now I'm reporting from outside the AIIMS, and there are a lot of trouble which the patients are facing, especially the patients who are being treated in AIIMS for more than 2 to 3 years, who are the long ailment patients, who are the patients of cancer, whose chemotherapy is going on, the dialysis patient, the kidney ailment patients. They are suffering a lot. I will like to show you the visuals of outside the AIIMS, because still now their patients have come from Jhansi, Bareilly, Jaipur and different places of MP and Rajasthan. They are waiting outside AIIMS hospital because of the cyber attack. They couldn't get the online appointment, and because they couldn't get the online appointment, they are waiting here from past 1 month. It's been 22 days since the cyber attack happened on 23rd of November. This attack took place, and after that, we have been told that 5 servers, the data of 5 servers, which was infiltrated by Chinese hackers, that has been retrieved. The data has been retrieved, but still the backlog data of the patients who are being treated for past 2 to 3 years has not been retrieved yet. We are getting to know from our AIIMS sources that the patients of dialysis, the patients of chemotherapy have been given the dates of next year. You think that the date of next year, the patient who have their chemotherapy this year, December or in January, they couldn't get their chemo right now because of the online appointment, because they have no appointment. There's no backlog. The history of the patients have not been retrieved yet. Only the fresh appointment history has been retrieved yet. The online appointment of the new data servers which were purchased from DRDO, the fresh appointment has been started from 8th of December, but till now the patients are suffering lot of problem. Everything is going on manually inside AIIMS hospital, and nothing is being done online as of now, and it is all because of the attack by the Chinese hackers. They logged in very smartly. They change the data, they reverse every data on each of the system. There are 100 servers and 5 servers were infiltrated by these Chinese hackers. Data has been successfully retrieved, but it will surely take some time, a week or so that the backlog data could be retrieved of long ailment patients. Shawan, back to you.
Thank you very much, Asha, for getting us that latest report from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Let me also quickly bring in my colleague Piyush Ori, who has been tracking the investigation that's been carried out by the Delhi Police's IFSO unit. Piyush, what is it that you're picking up right now in terms of the investigation that has been carried out by the Delhi Police? Is there a major breakthrough?
So yes, Shavan, the investigation, as you rightly said, is being carried out by the Delhi Investigation, Fusion and Strategic Operations, the special arm of the Delhi Police. And as per the sources, yes, they are saying that they have been able to get the breakthrough. And the links, as you rightly said, points to the Chinese cyber attackers having done this attack on the medical institutions. Now, let me tell you at the outset that while this is maybe the first case for the Delhi Police to investigate, this is not for the first time when Chinese hackers or cyber attackers have targeted some medical institutions. In fact, what we have been told is that there have been several other medical institutions and hospitals that have been targeted by the Chinese attackers. And all this is also being looked into by a special team of Computer Emergency Response Team and as well as NTRO. So yes, this is a major attack which is going on, which is happening. Having said that, as far as the investigation is going on, the 5 servers that were attacked by these Chinese attackers have been taken to the NFSU for investigation, for probing, in which those files that were encrypted, those details are being found out. What we've also been told is we've also been revealed about the sources of ransomware that were used by these Chinese attackers to attack this thing. And the major ransomware is the lockbit and against the West ransomware virus. So now it is going to be interesting to watch about what investigations and what official confirmation of this is going to be brought out by the Delhi Police.
Right.
Back to you.
Thank you very much, Piyush, for getting us the latest details. We'll keep a close watch on the investigation that's being carried out by the Delhi Police. Let me also get in some more breaking news that's coming in. Our senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor, getting details of the investigation that's been carried out so far from his top sources. This is the latest information that we have. Names have also come in. The Chinese hacker groups that have targeted AIIMS includes Emperor Dragonfly, Bronze, Starlight and Warner Wren. Now let me bring in my colleague Abhishek Kapoor. Abhishek, as you were indicating that it appears to be a handiwork of the deep state of China. Is there any link that we can bring in? Because what we have been looking at right now is that there is a larger design in place. There was a build-up along the line of actual control. The fact of the matter is that over the last few years, there is a massive infiltration by the Chinese deep state through multiple companies operating in India, and there's been a massive crackdown. So do you see this as part of a larger design altogether, right from hacking taking place, then you have companies that have made that infiltration, and let's not forget what's really happening along the line of actual control.
Well, Shawan, yes. So this cyber attack effectively happened before the build-up happened in Tawang. But these are interrelated. My sources tell me that the cyber warfare, insofar as the Chinese deep state is concerned, is almost like a command-level operation. And I'm reading, effectively from the message that I have received. And it says that the indicators of compromise that can be seen, or essentially the footprint that can be seen in the AIIMS cyber attack resembles Chinese open source scripts which the Chinese hacker community uses to encrypt these kind of ransomware. And to be very specific, these are written by Chinese developers and for Chinese users, which means for Chinese hackers. And thus, investigators believe that they perhaps are very close to unraveling who was behind it. Now, as it happens typically, Shawan, it's difficult to really bring them to justice because they are in foreign territory. Sometimes it's difficult, even if you, for example, can find out the locations of or the origins of the attack, how to bring those people to your territory where you can subject them to your laws. It's typically very difficult. But for example, exactly the time that this cyber attack happened on the AIIMS servers, Shravan, a similar attack happened at a huge hospital, very similar to AIIMS in Spain. And the footprints, I'm told, are similar. And that makes the investigators believe that insofar as locating the origins of the cyber attack is concerned, they are pretty close. And the names that are flashing are in fact of cyber operation, which is effectively, protected and shepherded and in many ways, essentially a Chinese deep state operation. So in that sense, I think even if the salvage is going to take a bit of time insofar as the information is concerned, in fact, some amount of data also was taken away by these hackers after that cyber attack on AIIMS servers, which we have, brought out today about 5 servers which were effectively compromised. We as yet are not sure whether some sensitive data was also taken in, but given the fact that these are Chinese deep state operations, it's likely that even that might have happened. Essentially what they do is A, they take ransom, B, or they try to take ransom. They have failed in the case of India, and it seems for some strange reason the manner in which ransom is taken, those footprints are missing from this cyber attack. So, for example, the route by which you can pay ransom, that is not there, Shravan, in the case of AIIMS cyber attack. So, and that perhaps could be because they were only partly successful. But the names, clear indication that the Chinese, while on the one hand are building up on the Tawang side, on the other, increasing up their activities insofar as cyber warfare is concerned. Back to you, Shravan.
Well, thank you very much, Abhishek, for getting us that exclusive information on the investigation that's been carried out so far. And as Abhishek was also pointing out, that it almost appears to be a command-level work, and also the fact that this clearly appears to be interrelated. Thank you very much, Abhishek. We'll slip into a short break. On the other side, news and updates continue.
Former RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan, who is now a part of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. He's in that yatra with Rahul Gandhi, who has been leading it. Majid Memon, who earlier represented the NCP in Rajya Sabha, has not just quit the NCP, but he has officially joined the TMC. Jodhpur, where a firing incident was reported. This is the Mata Kathan area. Firing that was a result of personal enmity, and the police found a loaded pistol on the spot.
$11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
A CBI convoy was stopped in West Bengal, and more details coming in of how it was attacked. I correct myself there, it was attacked. Pictures on Republic Bharat coming in, and the CBI team was not able to move. The villagers attempted to stop the CBI team in Birbhum, and these are the first details that are just coming in of how the CBI team was attacked.
Indian and Chinese troops clash along the line of actual control on the 9th of December.
Congress Neta Raja Pateria has been arrested for his remark against the Prime Minister.
NSA Ajit Doval, CTS Anil Chauhan and Army Chief Manoj Pandey all are inside the residence of Rajnath Singh, and a high-level meeting has started about this issue of India-China.
I'm nearby Khardungla. It is the last checkpost of Indian Army, and it is just about 1 kilometer far away from here.
ये रास्ता मेरे पीछे जो लीड करता है सीधा तावांग जाता है, और कि चाइना की तरफ से ऐसा इंकर्शन बार-बार ऐसा होगा तो क्या स्टेप लिया जाएगा इसके हिसाब से।
मैं जम्मू में मौजूद हूँ और चाइना ने जो जिस तरीके से हरकत की है, कहीं ना कहीं पूरा देश नाराज है, पूरा देश गुस्से में है। अब मेरे पीछे देख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे डोगरा फ्रंट के द्वारा यहाँ पे प्रोटेस्ट किया जा रहा है।
Republic is on its way to Tawang on the exact spot where the whole incident, where the Chinese incursion happened, where the Chinese army.
जमीन पर और आसमान में भारत की अचूक नजर है। चाहे चीन कितनी ही चालबाजियां कर ले, लेकिन यही वो जज्बा है जो कम होना नहीं है और ना होगा।
West Bengal, Lalan Sheikh was arrested on the 4th of December, and this comes after the suicide of Lalan Sheikh in CBI custody, that the CBI team was attacked. A CBI convoy was stopped in West Bengal, and more details coming in of how it was attacked. I correct myself there, it was attacked. Pictures on Republic Bharat coming in, and the CBI team was not able to move. The villagers attempted to stop the CBI team in Birbhum, and these are the first details that are just coming in of how the CBI team was attacked.
Indian and Chinese troops clash along the line of actual control on the 9th of December.
Congress leader Cyberattack has been arrested for his remark against the Prime Minister.
NSA Ajit Doval, CTS Anil Chauhan and Army Chief Manoj Pandey all are inside the residence of Rajnath Singh, and a high-level meeting has started about this issue of India-China.
I'm nearby Khardungla. It is the last checkpost of Indian Army, and it is just about 1 kilometer far away from here.
ये रास्ता मेरे पीछे जो लीड करता है सीधा तावांग जाता है, और कि चाइना की तरफ से ऐसा इंकर्शन बार बार ऐसा होगा तो क्या स्टेप लिया जाएगा इसके हिसाब से।
अभी मैं जम्मू में मौजूद हूँ और चाइना ने जिस तरीके से हरकत की है, कहीं ना कहीं पूरा देश नाराज है, पूरा देश गुस्से में है। अब मेरे पीछे देख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे डोगरा फ्रंट के द्वारा यहाँ पे प्रोटेस्ट किया जा रहा है।
Shocking visuals. Amreli in Gujarat, a 21-year-old girl was beaten up for getting married for the second time after her husband passed away.
Raids have been conducted against the Congress poll strategist Sunil Kanugolu. This comes days after he allegedly made defamatory remarks in his social media post against the Telangana Chief Minister KCR. West Bengal CID has been ordered to probe into the death of the Boktoi violence accused Lalan Sheikh in the CBI's custody in Birbhum district.
Former RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan, who is now a part of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. He's in that yatra with Rahul Gandhi, who has been leading it. Majid Memon, who earlier represented the NCP in Rajya Sabha, has not just quit the NCP, but he has officially joined the TMC. Jodhpur, where a firing incident was reported. This is the Mata Kathan area. Firing that was a result of personal enmity, and the police found a loaded pistol on the spot.